Welcome to week 1. Please be advised to keep your hands, feet, and all other objects inside the vehicle at all times. We're going to be moving really quickly through this course, and I don't want anybody getting hurt. Now, when I teach my on-ground classes, that will usually draw a few laughs, some chuckles, maybe even a sneer or two, or a smirk perhaps. I'm not sure how it influenced you, but what I do know is that the jokes won't get any better. I apologize for that, but I will not apologize for having just a little bit of fun, even if I poke fun at myself, because learning should be fun. It should be something that we enjoy, and hopefully your jokes will be a lot better than mine. Let's get started for this week. Several assignments that are due. First are the introductions. When you provide your introduction, we're interested in learning about your experiences that are directly related to this course, your personal expectations for how you'll apply the learning from the course, and if you're comfortable doing so, provide some information of a personal nature outside this learning environment. I'm thinking about your family, hobbies, interests, things like that, just so we can get to know one another. That's always a lot of fun and something that I enjoy with every new term. You'll also be defining strategic communication. Now, when you provide your definition, please do so before you do any of the readings. We're trying to get a level of understanding about strategic communication and your definition before you learn some of the things that we'll discuss in this course. So give us that baseline, please, before you delve into the readings. You have a discussion due this week, and I'll give you some advice on that discussion. It's not about quantity as much as it is about quality. Now, what do I mean by quality? Quality means that you address every specific requirement in the discussion post. If there are specific topics to be addressed, I'll be looking for each of those to be adequately addressed. If there are specific questions, then I'll be looking for your answers to those specific questions. And just as importantly, make sure that your discussion responses include quotes and paraphrases from our text, from our readings, and from other peer-reviewed academic sources. That's the writing that we're looking for on this master's level. That's true for your initial post as well as for your peer responses. So please make sure you include those quotes and paraphrases in your discussion. And of course, if you're going to provide a quote or a paraphrase, make sure you include those references down at the end of the discussion as well. All right, we've got some reading to do this week. We'll start with our text, Organization Theory. We're going to read chapters 1 and 2, and I'll provide just a little bit of insight that, from my perspective, and I look forward to hearing from yours as well. In chapter 1, your authors answer the question, why study organization theory? You may be asking yourself that too. This is a strategic communication class. Why am I studying organization theory? I think you'll find that as you read through that text, there's a lot of organization theory that applies to strategic communication. So don't get hung up on all the details of organization theory. Pull out those pieces that most apply to strategic communication. There are also some strategic or some practical applications of organization theory that are in Table 1.1. So take a look at that and think about how those practical applications apply to your strategic communication. Also in Table 1.3, there are some tips on modern, symbolic, and postmodern perspectives of organization theory. It's kind of fun to look at that and see how we've come along in terms of organization theory, and more specifically how that organization theory over time impacts strategic communication. In Chapter 2, our authors provide us a brief history of organization theory, very interesting to look at, and they also give us a good summary of that organization theory, which is found in Figure 2.1. Our additional reading this week is about defining strategic communication. Some of the items that I found of interest include the 6 relevant disciplines. Those are, of course, management, marketing, public relations, technical communication, political communication, and information or social marketing campaigns. So look at those 6 relevant disciplines and pull out what's important for you that you can use in your own strategic communication. There's a quote on page 4 that I will draw your interest to. It says, and I quote from that article, "In today's increasingly complex world, organizations vie for the attention, admiration, affinity, alignment, and allegiance of constituents of all sorts. This includes customers, employees, investors, donors, government officials, special interest group leaders, and of course the public at large." I think that's a very good description of where we are in terms of strategic communication, and it helps outline the challenge that you have as a strategic communicator. We'll give you some tips in this course to help break through that mass of information that's available out in the marketplace and ensure that your ideas are considered by your constituents. Strategic communication also includes audience analysis, goal setting, message strategy, channel choice, and program assessment. As you develop your strategic communication plan, think about how each part of that plan fits into those parts of strategic communication. You'll see an acronym often used, it's IMC. I want to let you know that's Integrated Marketing Communication. I've gotten questions about that in the past, so I want to make sure that you know what that is. Integrated Marketing Communication, or IMC, a very common term that we use for marketing as well as strategic communication. All right, on page 18 of that same article, Defining Strategic Communication, we learned that the challenge confronting the field today is to more closely draw the vital linkages between how communication is taught in academia and how it is practiced strategically. One of the things I love about this program is that we provide academic theory in order to support applied research, and more importantly, apply it to your life, your organization. So as you learn this theory, as you review tips, techniques, procedures, and all this information related to strategic communication, think how you'll apply it. When you apply that learning, that's where the real fun, the real important part of academia and the real part of learning begins. So make sure you apply that learning. Everything that you've studied, think about how it applies to you, and for the purposes of this course, how it applies to your strategic communication. All right, that's it for now. I encourage you, as always, to stay ahead with all assignments, turn in all assignments on time, stay engaged in the discussion board, and enjoy this time of learning.